You're loud. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dinesh Parthiban. Welcome to Genesis Training Online Refresher Course, Day 2. So, in the last class, that is yesterday, we saw about subject verb agreement. Let us wait for some time for others to join. Right now I have 10 people. Thank you people whoever is listening to the live, please put a hi. If you have any doubts from the previous class, please drop it in the comment. Just letting you know there is like a 40-minute delay, 40-second delay, I hope. Shiva Reddy, hi. Rakesh, hi. Shiva and Rakesh, did you guys attend yesterday's live? At least check the video on subject verb agreement. We did not cover much because we have only very limited time. So in today's class, we have another topic, most interesting topic that everyone likes to do. For example, most of the companies ask this. Almost like 80 to 90% of the companies have this in their hiring process, interview process. Prithvi, hi. So it's going to be another 5 minutes. So let us begin. Thank you, Shiva. So in this class also, we are going to follow the same methodology. First, company specific questions will be given. Today we are going to see TCS, Wipro and CTS question papers. So once the question is given, I'm going to ask you how to approach the question, like tips, tricks and basic rules that you need to know to solve this. Finally, I'm emphasizing it again and again. Quiz, daily test. The practice will give you a edge when you attempt for an exam. So today's quiz link will be provided in the description. You have to check out it in Telegram channel, I think so, or you can directly go and take the test. The link will be in the description. So today's topic, error spotting. we are all good at finding errors, especially when it is on others. So, how to find the error in sentence? So, this error can occur from various things. So, it can come from your number one, that is parts of speech, like noun, verb, adverb, adjective, pronoun, conjunction, interjunction, those kind of errors, basic parts of speech. Then it can come from tenses. The third one is your SVA, that is subject verb agreement. Fourth, it can be from degrees of comparison. 5, voice, active voice, passive voice, speech like direct speech, indirect speech. So, error can come from any one of those following things. So, depending on each question, let me explain to you what is the easiest way you can find a error. In error spotting, you will get one sentence, for example, Ram lives alone at Mumbai. So here a sentence can be fragmented and each fragment can have a designated number or alphabet. The last option most probably will be no error. So if sentence can be broken down in formats and asks you to find in which fragment you can find the error. The same question can be asked in a different pattern as well. For example, they can give you A. Ram lives. B. Alone at. C. Mumbai. Find the fragment that contains error. So, there are two ways to ask this, and can someone identify what is the error here? China wala. Trojan, I don't know what you're speaking, man. Ram lives alone. So, here we are going to talk about preposition, we can talk about a subject, SVA we can talk about. So, there are a lot of different ways. Lives. Lives is correct because Ram is singular. So, verb should be singular. Ram is the subject here. You are going to talk about that person. So, Ram is the subject. Lives is the verb. So, it needs to be singular. So, yes, if you add verb plus yes, it becomes singular. So, this is correct. Your fragment A is correct. There is no mistake. Alone at Mumbai, alone in Mumbai. So, we can talk about prepositions in the first question. So, the error lies in B. We will know more when we look into each sentences in the example. The first question of the day: my mother found it difficult to manage single-handedly the 3 children who were always quarreling between themselves. Here we have a lot of words. For example, if I am going to break down the sentence, I can say there are a lot of subject here. My mother is the subject given. So themselves is the pronoun reflexive. So found that verb, the tense here is past. To manage single-handedly. What is this word? Can anybody say? Most of the times words that end with ly, like quickly, slowly, it describes the action. He ran quickly, slowly. So it defines a verb. So this ly, most of the times it will be adverb. So whenever you get a sentence like this, you need to understand the fragments first. So let's consider the fragment A. My mother found it difficult. Is it a meaningful sentence without any error? Somebody has said alone. Ram lives alone. It is a meaningful sentence, right? So coming back to the example, my mother found it difficult. So I don't think there is any error in it, because this is in past. My mother is a noun subject here. It's okay. So let's look into the second fragment. To manage single-handedly three children. The three children. They are being very specific, so they are using the article the. Do you know how many types of articles we have? There are two types. One is definite, another is indefinite. The definite article is called the. The indefinite articles are a, an. A is always used for singular, an is always used for, it can also be used for singular, but the purpose here changes when you have what alphabets you have. Is it a consonant or vowel? When it has vowel or vowel sounds, you will go with a or an. Anybody? Actually, we'll go with an. Example, let's say engineer. Let's say European. Let's say unit. Let's say university. These all have something called vowel in the beginning of the sentence, A-E-I-O-U. But the sound it makes when you say these words, for example, we are not going to say engineer, we are going to say engineer. The sound it will begin with is ing, inch. European, we are not going to say European, we are saying European. So U will be pronounced here. Whenever you say unit, you will always going to begin with unit. It's not unit. We are not combining and it. Same applies here. We are not going to say university. We are going to say universe. So again YOU. So depending on the sound, we are going to give the article A. A European, a engineer, a unit, a university. So these are called exceptions based on the sound it makes. Engineer again, it makes from in. So an engineer. So we have a lot of exceptions like whole, har. Even though we begin with H, a consonant, but the sound will be from the second letter. So an whole, an hour. So depending on this, whenever the is used, it is called particular. The can be used for particular things, unique things. like the earth, the world, the river Ganga. Similarly, when they want to talk about their children, specifically, they have used the article the here. So I don't think there is an article error. If you look at the third fragment, who were always quarreling, that is also correct. Who here represents the children. So were is in plural form, past. It is correct because there are three people. So we are going with plural verb. Always, again, it talks about adverb of frequency. This answers the question how often. For example, adverbs have multiple types like degree, manner, time, place, and frequency. So when I say always, how often it answers. For example, if I say, let's assume rarely, sometimes, never. If we want a sentence, I never visit temples. So here never will answer the question how often do they go. So always means regularly, all the time. So this is also correct. In the last fragment, we have between themselves. If you look at it as a fragment alone, this makes sense, between themselves. So between as a preposition, it can be used for, there are two types if you want to know, preposition of time, preposition of place. When I say between, let's say I am between A and B. So what it means, A is here, B is here, so I might be here. So this is what between means. For example, if you are going to talk about time, we can meet between some time. If you want, you can mention. Even that is not exactly right. So between themselves, we have one person and another person. So between, it's okay. You have a point from to begin from and end from. But when you look at it as a sentence, my mother found it difficult to manage single-handedly. I don't know which question. Please mention question number in the chat, people. So, found it difficult to manage single-handedly the three children who were always quarreling between themselves. Can somebody guess the answer in the chat? Please mention the question number, people. So the right preposition that we can use in this sentence is among. Why we can use this word? Anybody? Very simple answer. Where you can use the word among us? When you are surrounded, we can say. So the fight is between them. It is better than among. Sorry, it is better than between. So we are going to use the word among. There are similar words that you can interchange here. The first question is based on prepositional error. So the correct answer you should mark here is D. So this is called error spotting. You identify an error and just mark the fragment that contains the error. So if you provide the correct solution, like I can rewrite using the word quarreling among themselves, because it is between them, it is not between one and the other person. They are always going to do this with them. So among is the correct answer. If you are going to rewrite that sentence, it becomes sentence correction. Our next class is going to be sentence correction. So next question. So those people who have mentioned answer C, can you elaborate all who were always quarreling? I don't think that is the error, people. Second question, I think everyone can try this question. Petroleum is a transparency liquid that closely resembles water, but in fact is twice as dense as it is. I think this is a very easy question for you. Let me give you 30 seconds. There is a 30-second delay, so it will make a 1 minute time for you to give an answer. It is 6:21. Let me wait till 6:22. Those who are gonna answer, please mention question number 2 and then answer. I see around 10, 12 people. Whatever you understand, you can say. Even if it is a wrong one, it's alright. We'll just know why it is considered wrong. Again, this is based on parts of speech. Adjectives. So let me explain what is an adjective first so that you will get a clear idea. I'm here talking about a liquid. What kind of liquid I have? So here they have used transparency. Adjective is used to describe a noun. Whatever I say or call as a noun, it describes that. For example, if I say black widow, here the noun is black widow. I'm going to use an adjective to describe some quality about it. For example, I can say spacewalker. I can go with flammable liquid. What kind of liquid it is? Flammable. It can easily ignite. So the word they should have used here must be word form error, transparent. So this is the first thing that came to my notice. Followed by that, let's say petroleum is a transparent liquid that closely resembles water, but in fact is twice as dense as it is. Here when they say in fact is twice as dense as it is comparative. So we are comparing between two things, water and petroleum. So comparison is correct. So I think the answer will be A. The word form error is the answer. For someone, if you want to know the explanation, you want to read and understand it, you can always pause the video and rewatch the video again for you to understand this again. So I hope this question will be a little easier. Again, word form. Everyone who saw the movie Kantara, this is fragment A. Let's go from one fragment to another. Everyone who saw the movie Kantara. So, saw is past. We have no plural form in past. So, everyone who saw is correct. If it is present based on subject verb agreement, everyone who sees the movie will be better. Everyone who see the movie is wrong because everyone is an indefinite pronoun. So you should have everyone sees, singular. So here it is not about singular because it is in past. Everyone who saw the movie Kantara is unanimous in their view. Is unanimous in their view. What is the meaning of the word unanimous, unanimous, unanimous? Anybody? In their view. Next sentence, I am a little bit sketchy about this. Let's go to the next fragment. That it is the best fiction movie ever produced. So here you need to understand the meaning of the word unanimous. Only when you understand the meaning of the word, you can check whether it is correct or not. For example, this word will be most of the times used in decision making. Unanimously decided that he will be our captain. Unanimously decided that everyone agrees. Everyone shows. So, when I say everyone who saw the movie Kantara is unanimous, that itself shows their ability to showcase something. Again, in their opinion is wrong. Is unanimous itself is a decision. So that is the error, I think. So let's see the answer. Answer is B. Yep. So unanimous. Please go through the explanation if you want to go through it and relearn it. Question number 4. Though the elephant, because of its size, appears to be rather slow animal, it can, in fact, run faster than any other man. 3B. Rakesh, thank you. That is correct, Rakesh. Here we have begun with though. First you need to understand the meaning of though. Because only when you understand this, you can proceed further. If you don't know the meaning of this, then you cannot understand the meaning of the sentence. So, though meaning is in spite of the fact. So, we already know that something is like this, but this but is important. So, here, because of its size, elephant appears to be rather slow animal, but it can run faster than any other man can. So here degrees of comparison is used between elephant and man, compared with man. So in degrees of comparison, this is called comparative. If I say only about elephant, this cannot be called comparative. So if I say leopard is the fastest animal, this is okay because I am going with superlative. Then I don't need to have anything else to compare with. Is the fastest animal in the world. in the jungle, in the land. You can just say, out of all, he is the best. That is superlative. Here, comparative is between elephant and man. So, understand each of the fragment. Though the elephant, we know that elephant, because of its size, that is correct. Its size is punctuated properly, appears to be rather slow animal. Okay, that is also okay. Here, rather slow animal, singular is given. Okay, it can run faster than. Okay, it can run faster than. In fact, is given between any other man. What does the man do then? So here the word they have used here is can. It is called modal auxiliary. The meaning is we are talking about capacity or capability. So when you're going to talk about the capacity or capability, you should compare with the man's capacity, right? Without comparing it, how can you call it a comparative degree? So for that, we are going to be saying D. The correct answer will be than any other man can. So man also should do it, right? So that it makes proper meaning. So if you have if you know the answer, please respond in the chat so that I can understand that you are here. The college has announced that, okay, college is singular, particularly talking about something. So has is singular, that is correct. Everyone will take the examination now. Examination now will receive their results within 8 weeks at the latest. So everyone who is here is going to take a test, and those who take it will receive their list within 8 weeks. Everyone will take the test now. Will receive. What is the error here, people? Can anybody guess? So again, we are going to talk about the word will. What is the understanding and proper usage of will? When I say everyone will take the examination, that becomes, let's say, if you are going to use must, this is compulsory. Everyone must take the examination now and will receive the results. That is okay. So here we don't know definite. So will is used for, sometimes you can use it for future. I will do it. I will be joining the college. So here I think what you need to do is replace this will with who. The college has announced that everyone who takes, again that is important, people, subject verb agreement, who takes the examination now. So this is giving an option. Who takes the examination now will receive their real results within 8 weeks at the latest. So the error lies in B, word form error. That is the correct answer. Gayatri was next question. Gayatri was a young girl with a pretty face, very well trained in dancing, and who gave much promise of a brilliant career as a film artist. So again, fragments are given. Most probably E will be no error. Go through the fragments. Gayatri was a young girl with a pretty face. So we are talking about a girl with some features. So subject is given, past tense is given, your girl is clearly mentioned. Very well trained in dancing. Again, the past tense is continued here. So here we cannot think dancing as a continuous verb. Then who gave much promise? Who gave much promise of? Okay, the who represents Gayatri here, I think. A brilliant career as a film artist. What we can change to make it sound better? Now you have to think about who this pronoun represents. And is it right to use it in this sentence? The proper way to use it was, Gayatri was a young girl with a pretty face, very well trained in dancing, and she gave, because we are using connector and as well. We are talking about the only subject here, and she gave. This makes much sense. So this is the error in question number 6. She gave much promise of a brilliant career as a film artist. So here you need to understand why who is used after and. So after and, if I directly give the pronoun she, this is Gayatri we are talking about. This makes a complete meaning. We are not talking about any other subject. There is only one noun, one subject. So if we had Gayatri was a young girl and someone else was with her, then you can talk about who performed well, who is going to be winning, who has a career. Then it becomes a question. It can be interrogative pronoun. So C is the mistake here. 7th question, 6C. Rakesh, very good Rakesh, you are finding all the answers. I do not wish to make a formal complaint, but I would have been better pleased if you gave the award to the person who deserved it. So one thing you can understand just by reading this, you have different tenses here. I do not wish. Present is given, would have been. So have been, whenever you see this, would have been, would is used for conditional. Have been will always be used for present perfect, sometimes present perfect continuous. I have been studying, I have been living. So depends. Better pleased. If you gave, here we are going to past. So you have to know the tenses to answer this question. So you need to understand the tense. What is would here? So from present, we are going to conditional, then past. Anybody found the answer? So I think everybody knows the basic of simple present, simple past and everything. but you need to know the difference between present perfect, past perfect, and simple past. Then we have to talk about conditionals. Conditionals is a huge topic that you need to understand. For example, if I say I have visited some historic place, let's say Hampi. I had visited Hampi. I visited Hampi. Here the commonness visited. So beauty about this word is it is called regular verb. So for past and past participle, all you have to do is put ed at the end of the root verb. Then you will get voila past perfect. So when I say I have visited, it can mean only two things. Let me remind you again, this is past perfect. So sorry, past participle visited means recently completed action. So even this is past. It can be a recently completed action or experience that you have. This simply means it is past. Long time ago, you did it once. If this is the present, you did it somewhere in the past. That is past perfect. Simple past, if you consider this as present, let's say this is future. From this moment all the way to the past, if you have done it once, a small movement of action, then you can say simple past. So this becomes interesting when you add conditional to it. Let me tell, I would have become engineer if I studied well. So the condition is, if something might have happened, I would have become. So here I would become engineer. I would have become engineer as past. So would is for past. I could become CM. This talks about the can, your ability, but still it can be used for past. You should become. This can be your future or present. You should become an engineer. You should become a collector. You should become a doctor. So that is about others' opinion on you. So here you have to understand tenses to answer the question. The answer here is, if you had given the award, because here it is past, here it is conditional, would have been. This is also past, but before this, before deserving it, you have given it to somebody. So here it cannot be simple past. You have to say, if he had given the award to the person who deserved it. That is the answer, people. Next question. Again tense. They had went to the theatre without me. By the time I got there, said Bala. So Bala is the person who is going to tell this. Bala said, they had went to the theatre without me by the time I got there. So they left Bala and went. So here you have to understand the tense. In the beginning itself you can find it. If I use they had, the base form of go is go, goes for singular plural, plural singular in the way. This is present. For past it must be went. Past participle gone. So this is the error in this sentence, people. They had gone to the theatre without me. Either that is they should have used, or they should have simply used they went. They went to the theatre without me, or they had gone. So that is the error. When you have past, the beauty is you can combine two or more action. For example, let's say past, everything is there. Let's say I have one instant here, one instant here. I can combine it. I passed 10th standard, but I failed 12th. I can easily add this. Instead of but, I can say and I failed. It is also correct. For example, I visited my friend in hospital while I came out. I saw another friend. So here I can continuously add action after action. This is an advantage of past. But when I am using past, you should remember which action took place first. The first action can be converted into perfect tense to give the meaning what happened first, followed through what are the actions. So I had visited my friend in the hospital. Is grammatically very correct. While mentions the timeline, both actions taking place at the same time. When I say when, one action depends on another. So here the error we saw A. Let's go to the next question, people. Sharanu, thank you. Question number 9. This is where, sorry. The answer is given here. I think someone forgot to put on the animation here. So, please look at the explanation here. Subject verb agreement. I think it is the wrong answer. People don't think that is the correct way. Let's go. Yesterday, I think you would have remembered the rule: a number of something, the number of. So whenever you see a number of, you should always go with plural. A number of, always go with singular. So that is what happening here. A number of students taking the standardized tests. This can be plural, nothing is wrong. Here it should change. If it is tests, it should be increase. If it is test, increases. So that is the error in the 9th question. Let's see the next one, because the answer is already given in the display. Even this one has, even this one has. I don't know why. Let's see a question. 13th one, we don't have an answer displayed. Let's solve this. Several issues rising in the meeting could be amicably resolved due to his tactful handling. So you have to read the fragments and try to understand. Several issues rising. Okay, several issues are writing. Okay, where in the meeting. Okay, could be amicable. So there is a chance that is present or future. Resolved, past again, due to his tactful handling. So he's handling some situation. So I think the word form was here. If you look, several issues raised. So here it is given in past, so it can be, we cannot say several issues was rising. It is not about duration, so no continuous tense. So the answer is several issues raised in the meeting could be amicably resolved. Because of this, we can figure out the tense. Resolved due to his tactful handling. Yeah, that is the answer, people. Next one. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Okay, here we are going to talk about parts of speech, common error in verb, where I can use ing, where I should not use ing. The continuous forms. Here if you look, verb, you need to understand first what is a verb. Verb can be, most of you know this, action, but we can also talk about state of being. The state of being is not a complicated word. These are like emotions and feelings that you have, but you cannot continuously have it. You cannot have it for a duration. For example, love, like, hate. You cannot agree with someone for so long, disagree with someone for so long. For example, argue, see, remember. So these are all common words that cannot have ing. So please remember. And another common mistake most people do is thanking. So this is the biggest error you will come across. Even when writing today, people write thanking you. So thank is a gratitude, feel of gratitude. So you cannot feel it for a long duration. That is why whenever you see, most people will always say love you often. Whenever they say, they will say love you. They will never say loving you. So here the error is looking forward to see you soon is the answer. Seeing you soon is the wrong form. Next question. The patient recovered so fast that the expert doctors also were surprised. So the patient recovered. They were surprised is given, so obviously it should be in past. What do you think will be the error here? Simple part. All you have to do is change it into the patient. The patient recovered. So everybody was surprised. So past tense. So you can combine two actions in the past. Next one. One of my favorite actor is acting in this play also. So this sentence you have a lot of things. what you need to understand here is whenever you use the word one of, for example, one of the takeaways, one of the best. So whenever you use these kind of words, you should know that the end subject must be in plural. One of my favorite actors. So actors is plural, but I'm talking about the one. So is correct. It agrees, subject verb agreement. So this is the error in 16th question. 18th one. Will you lend me little money to tidily over this crisis? So will you lend me is absolutely right. Little money is kind of okay. To tide over this crisis is okay. To resolve some problem, it's okay. But whenever you are using a word little for while, then you should also use for a while, for a little. So here is very important because you are giving singular time. Here little money. Will you lend me a little money? Is it correct? Anybody? Will you lend me money is correct. Because we have a sentence with little, we have to go with a little money. So this is an article error. You have to know where to use singular articles. Question number 19, the last question of the day. We have one more question, I hope so. I was there many a time in the past. Many a time. I have been there. Again here time is given, so it's okay. Else I was there many times in the past. It's okay. I was there in the past is given, so little bit of complicated question here. The answer would be I have been there, because you are going to say it as a experience because it is mentioned in the past. This is the correct answer. I'm sorry I'm not able to keep track on your live chat, people. If you answer, please let me know. Last question of the day, people. Myself and Gopal will take care of the function on Sunday. On Sunday, it is very good because of preposition. On can be used for days, dates. On Tuesday morning, on Wednesday afternoon, on 23rd November, you can use different things. So here myself is used. Myself is a reflexive pronoun of I. So it is a pronoun. If I'm using I and Gopal, that is also wrong because that is subject form. We have a proper noun. So the correct answer will be always Gopal and I will take care of the function. Rakesh, yes, the question lies in the first fragment itself. The error is in the first fragment itself. Gopal and I is the correct answer. So whenever you're talking about yourself in the equation with others, you should always keep yourself at the end. For example, me, my brother, and his friend. So if this is the order, this is wrong. So the me will change into I at the end. My brother, his friend, and I will take care of the function. So, you are going to talk about yourself at the end in subject form. So, if it is at the end of the sentence, then you can go me, object form. The function on Sunday was taken care by me. This is okay. So, these are the common errors that you can find in the sentence. So, if you have any doubts, please ask people. We can have another 10 minutes, not 10 minutes, 5 minutes maybe. If you have any doubts, please post it in the live chat. If there is no doubt, let us all sign out. Please go through the description for today's quiz. You'll find interesting things. You'll find errors in speech, voice as well. In tomorrow's class, we are going to look into sentence correction. So even in this class, we solved a lot of questions. Tomorrow we will see more about tenses, voice, speech, direct, indirect, everything. So today we have seen most of the common doubts or common errors that can occur by word forms, parts of speech and tenses. So in sentence correction, we will focus on degrees of comparison, voice, subject verb agreement, how to improve a sentence. All these things we will see tomorrow. Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you, everybody.